travelling. Today I'm going to talk about our 4 days that we spent in Uluru in the centre of Australia's outback. Uluru is a massive sandstone monolith that rises 348 metres above the surrounding levels. It is around 9.4 kilometres around its base and takes 3.5 hours to walk around. It's best seen at sunrise or sunset, where you can see the amazing changing lights, and it will change depending on where the light hits it, change from reds to vivid oranges to purples. It truly is a sight to behold. While it's usually very dry at Uluru, it does receive around about 300 millimetres of rain a year, and at those times you can see waterfalls cascading down the rock, and it brings new life to the surrounding area. There's also examples of Indigenous rock art that can be seen, which is really interesting. Uluru was previously known as Ayers Rock. Ayers Rock Resort accommodations are the main form of accommodation there, and includes the upmarket Sails in the Desert Gardens Hotel, Emu Walk Apartments, which are self-catered, the Lost Camel Hotel, the much more affordable and relaxed Outback Hotel and Lodge, and there's a camping ground. There's a free courtesy bus between all of the venues, and you can take advantage of those for meals or just to go and explore. While at Uluru, I also recommend that you do the Sounds of Silence dinner. You have pre-dinner drinks watching the sunset over the rock, followed by a buffet dinner where you can sample things like kangaroo and crocodile and have some entertainment. You also have the Field of Light, which is a 50,000 light stalk art display taking up around about 7 football fields in size. My photos do not do it justice, I'm sorry. So we did treat ourselves to something pretty special while we were at Uluru. We did a Fly Uluru scenic tour, the ultimate Outback Adventure. Now this is a 6-hour day trip or excursion with a really early start, because you have to get there before sunrise so that you fly over Uluru as the sun's rising and as the sun's hitting it. The absolute magical colours and changes are just a spectacle that you don't want to miss. So I'll tell you a little bit more about the whole day, but I will tell you I'd recommend that you pre-book if you want something as big as this, but they do also offer anything from 15-minute helicopter flights. So if you just want to see Uluru from air, then definitely jump on and you should be able to get something fairly quickly, but for something this big, then yeah, don't miss out. So it covers the flight over Uluru, and then over to Kata Tjuta, which are another rock formation not too far from Uluru. So again, seeing the sunrise and the changing colours was pretty spectacular. This flight gave us an added benefit of really understanding just how vast the Australian outback is. So after Kata Tjuta, we flew over Lake Amadeus, which is a salt lake, which was pretty interesting to see, and the pilot gave us some information on the way. And then finally we flew over Kings Canyon before our very interesting arrival at the airstrip. Canyon is around about a 3-hour drive from Uluru. It features 300-metre high sandstone walls and palm-filled crevices and views forever. The Watarka National Park has a range of walking trails. We were picked up from our landing strip and driven in a private vehicle to a couple of different spots. We had a little picnic morning tea. We had a couple of walks, which were, again, really interesting. It's like this little oasis in the middle of the desert that I certainly didn't expect to find. After a leisurely walk, we then returned to the roadhouse where we had some lunch, and then our flight back from Kings Canyon back to Uluru. As I said, here's our landing strip. Pretty amazing. Just a little bit of dirt and a couple of cones, but it was part of the adventure. So I really recommend it. Look, it wasn't cheap. It was around about 1,300 Australian dollars per person, but well worth it. So back to just some pictures of walking around Uluru. Now, I have to warn you, particularly in the hot seasons, so from around about September to April, there are flies. You can buy little hats that have mesh, bring your spray. It's just a fact of life in the outback, but it's also, again, just part of the experience. So I hope you've enjoyed my little wrap up of 4 days in Uluru. Truly magnificent place to see, a once in a lifetime trip. So get out there and do it.